Live from the Dunkin Latte Lounge.
Welcome to our virtual Dunkin Latte Lounge. I'm Maxwell, and you're tuned in wherever you are in the world. I mean, that's one thing that I love about being able to do this kind of virtual connectivity. Although it's so much better in real life. I would love to give you a giant hug, Mariah, but nonetheless, You're here with us today. Welcome to New York via Shreveport, Louisiana, love.
Oh, I am so excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
This is our first time meeting. We were chatting a little bit about my connection to Louisiana. We're not going to divulge that story because it's really embarrassing. But I spent some time, and I've got family. I got roots that are down there in New Orleans, in Lafayette, Louisiana. But you in Shreveport, born and raised, growing up. I mean, tell me about it. Is that home base and will forever be home base, or what?
You know what? Shreveport always has a very, very special place in my heart. I always say all the time that we have the most talented individuals here. Just a hub of music, entertainment, everything that you could think of. I think that we could be like a New York or California or Dallas. I really do believe that because of the type of caliber of people that we have. But I am definitely born and raised from Shreveport, Louisiana. My mother, I call her Dr. Hester, but she was very paramount in my upbringing as a single parent. She has taught me so many things on how to be a young lady and to carry myself, especially not only in the music industry, but carrying yourself and conducting yourself in day-to-day life. I was very much so born and raised in the church. I still am. Every Sunday at 10 a.m. I'm up in there.
There you go.
Doing what I do for the Lord. And I really do think that being in the church and learning my musical base from the gospel side has really helped and contributed to my overall beautification as Mariah.
There it goes. So when you talk about that, yeah, when you say Shreveport, when you show that you have through your music so much pride for your city and from where you're from, and that familial and that they say it takes a village. How special is it for you to have so many people to support your growth, to be there to help you along your path?
You know what? I think that it's definitely a blessing that there's so many people just in my corner that's really fighting for me and really has been there and instrumental in just getting me up to that upper level. I'm very, very proud to say that my whole entire group, that is helping me to push on is from Shreveport, Louisiana.
There you go.
The individual, beautiful, blessed individual that came up with the music for business, Sarah Gardner. She is from Shreveport, Louisiana. Hey. She's actually a Berkeley student. So we're not playing no games. Mike Gardner, he is the producer on the track, Shreveport, Louisiana, doing just big, big things. Slack, I call him Slack. He is from Shreveport, Louisiana. It's just so many individuals that is just a part of the fabric of who I am. I mean, when you look at a machine, you don't look at just the overall thing. You look at each technical part and to make sure that it's running correctly. And I just would not be here today without.
Yo, when you say that, I love the amount of pride, and that's a thing that that a lot of artists, a lot of the successful artists really have as a part of their DNA, their musical DNA, is that pride, is that ability to to really be connected to who they are. So you kind of laid it out a little bit, but as fans get to know Mariah, like who is she? Who are you? What is it that you feel in your heart when you belt out your notes?
Well, you know what? Dive into really who I am as an individual. I'm a 25-year-old God-fearing young lady from what you already know, the top of the boot, Shreveport, Louisiana. My pride and joy is just to be able to help people in their time. I always think that, God has given me the blessed ability to be able to have sort of like a musical download, what I say from heaven. Things that I go through in my life contribute to the overall story and to the fabric of my music. And with my story, I hope that I'm able to help someone who has probably gone through or going through now what I've gone through. And in my music to be able to find the answer that they're looking for. I also serve as a NICU nurse. If you don't know, that's neonatal intensive care. So I deal with those chronic premature babies. I'm talking about 23, 24 weeks, all the way to the chronic gestational age. and just being there for those parents when they think that it's a very dark time in their life, and being able to see the rays of sunshine that's coming through, like with their developmental milestones, their first smile, their first bath, all the way up until discharge. And I do incorporate a lot of musical therapy with my babies as well. So I think, like what the Bible says, all things work together. I think that he has definitely given me the ability to be able to ascertain the medical realm and the musical realm and have a beautiful relationship.
Hearing you say it, I'm getting goosebumps down my neck, because with the connection that I have is, and you touched on it a little bit, is musical therapy, and how you found this blessing, and you've been bestowed this blessing to not only through your music, but also just what you do aside from music. How amazing is it for you to see the light in some of these men and women, these parents' eyes, not only with what you do aside from music, but also through your music? Like, how special must you feel when you get to do those things?
You know what? I think that, going through the struggles and the pauses and the gray areas of life, when you're able to finally see the fruit of what you work so hard to accomplish, I think that makes it all worthwhile. I do a lot of singing with my babies. And actually I have 4 or 5 babies that I've taken care of that are now my godchildren. So incorporating music therapy, and let me expound upon that a little bit. So with very, very premature babies, they're supposed to be in the womb. So you're not supposed to have a lot of light, a lot of loud music. You really want it comfortable setting so that it can almost replicate that they're in the mother's womb. So that's what we try to do. Now, sometimes, you'll have some babies that are extremely irritable. They could be because of brain bleeds that's going on with them, neurological deficits. Some things, medications can be a side effect of. So I like to incorporate a lot of Beethoven, Bach, very beautiful ballads while they're resting. And you can really, really see an overall change in their wellness with music. I really do think that music is a medicinal type of property. It can really serve as that, where medication alone cannot work sometimes. Sometimes it's all in the mind, and just giving them that peace of mind, and making them realize, hey, you're comfortable, you're fine, you're snuggled up, you're warm, we're listening to this beautiful music. You can really see their heart rate will start to drop a little bit, whereas they might have been like up in the 200s or so, like that. For us, that's irritable. But going down a little bit, and you see them starting to rest a little bit. It's just amazing to see. Really love it.
As a singer, as a songwriter, when you know that you have this gift and this talent to be able to shift emotions, good, bad, indifferent, whatever, what is that like from your vantage point when you're writing, when you're creating, when you know that certain words and patterns have that ability to affect how we either bop our heads or our heart rate even? Those things definitely come into consideration when you're creating, huh?
Yes, it definitely does. So in terms of my musical process, on how I come with a single or a song or a body of work, if you will, I really don't try to force it. I love that God has given me the opportunity to try to have a lived or a shared experience. So with everything that I write, it's something that I've really gone through. And so with that, I try not to use so many words. I really want to captivate the listener and make them kind of gnaw on it. Like, what pieces of meat am I giving you that I want you to kind of take with you through your day-to-day processes and really think about? Sometimes I really do believe that less is more. So when I'm incorporating a song, I might do an inflection here or something here, but I want you to kind of listen. Oh, what did she do? What is this? What is this new little nuance? Just trying to really just get you out of the day that you might be having and just have a break, breathe a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so 100%. So I'm really trying to be in that vein of, I want you to think. I want you to take away something from what I'm telling you. And then I want you to just have a little break within your busyness, the craziness of the day.
You know what I want to ask you with that, hearing that you are so profoundly, involved. I mean, obviously, clearly involved, making the songs and writing from your heart and not trying. But what was one of those, or what is one of those lyrics, those song lyrics that you are the most proud of that you've ever written?
Ooh, you know what? I would have to say, and there's so many, but
Yeah.
I would have to go back to Material Girl.
Okay.
Material Girl was definitely written at a crossroads in my life where I was trying to understand where I wanted to go. In terms of a relationship. Should I let material possessions cater to an overall, wellness of a relationship? And we all know that there are love languages. There's gift giving, there's physical touch, there's communication. And sometimes an individual, it can be a man or a female, could probably give you a lot of gifts to try to hide what they're lacking in their relationship.
Yeah.
And so I was very much so at that crossroads. I had all the shoes, all the clothes. I had a flower every Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, but I was still broken on the inside. I was still very much so empty. And so when I go into my chorus, diamonds they bling, 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 but they can't feel me. Shoes make me tall, but who will catch me when I fall? Material girls love a material world. I don't want these things. Are you listening? I was very much so in that place. Are you really listening to me? You're giving me all these things, but are you listening to what my heart is trying to tell you? And I'm just so very proud of them.
I love that. I'm a quality time. That's my love language. What's yours, Mariah? What's your love language?
You know what? I'm very much so quality time myself. Yeah. So, we have something in common. And
when you want to spend that time, that means that you get, that's where you get, that's when somebody's going to be there to catch you when you fall. Right.
Definitely. I mean, and it doesn't have to be anywhere, very fancy, extravagant. Sometimes just like sitting on the couch and watch a little bit of Stranger Things,
Come on now. Helping me when Vecna's coming. You see what I'm saying?
Please. That's what I need. A little time like that.
Oh my gosh. All right. Now we got to really focus and dive into the music. When did you know that music was going to be your path, part of your journey? Were you very young, doodling notes when you should have been paying attention in school? Were there notebooks that you were filling up when you were 6, 7 years old when you were writing about, I don't know, that humid heat in Shreveport, Louisiana? Well, yeah. When did you feel that music was going to become a part of your life's work?
Well, you know what? It was really when I was very, very young.
Yeah.
I used to really annoy my grandmother and my mother growing up. I was like, y'all all sit down. I'm going to take all the pots and pans out of the kitchen and I'm going to do a little 1-2 number for you. And you're going to listen and you're going to enjoy it. And that was from 3 years old. And now, I mean, of course, we've expounded from the pots and pans, glory to God. But I definitely knew that I wanted to do music ever since that I was very, very small. Yeah. I will say this. I said that I wanted to be a singing pediatrician, which is very funny because now I sing and I deal in the neonatal realm. So I'm a NICU nurse. So I God has blessed me to really stick to that. I don't know if I was prophesying over myself or what, but I definitely am living in that vein now. But, just being with my mama and seeing how she does music. Now, my mother, she was the first woman snare drummer in Gremlin State Band.
Whoa.
If you didn't know, to make band. So she's very, very musical. My family is very, very musical. She plays the saxophone, the drums, the organ, the piano. Like, she don't be playing no gaps.
Yeah.
Okay?
No.
And so just watching her and seeing like, oh my gosh, like I want to be like that. Yeah. And that has really contributed to the fabric of who I am now.
You want to know what? And that leads me to this question that I was kind of wrestling. So let me ask her. Seeing that guidance and having that guidance and seeing that amazingly strong woman as your inspiration, as your goal, maybe to be like that. Was there a sense of, gosh, man, can I do it? Was there a sense of, man, I hope I'm good enough? And that also leads me to, having a name like Mariah and having everybody think, you know what I mean? And I'm sure you've gotten this question throughout the course of your career in your life is trying to live up to something. Was there that sense of, maybe pressure at times where you had to really hunker down and focus extra hard because you wanted to live up to those expectations, maybe?
You know what, friend, you talking to my soul today. You know what? I'm gonna start off that question with this. faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen. I really have battled with the fact of, can I make it? Can I really do what I want to do? When I wake up in the morning, sometimes I ask that question, where am I at? What's going on? Can I really accomplish these things? And that's where faith goes into play. Yeah. We don't see God, but we see his works. Yes. We don't see the wind, but we can see what it does. And so I'm very much so in that vein of trusting God and allowing him to be the driver of where I'm going. Going back, when I first started performing, my name was Mimi Donye, which is my nickname. My middle name is Donye. And then I went to Donye. I think that those names served as an evolution of where I am now. I really did feel that my name was big, but it was a journey into coming into my own name, into who I am now. Now, a lot of people think that my name is a derivative from the great Mariah Carey. It's not.
It's not.
It is from my great grandmother. Her name was Mariah. And so living day to day with a big name like that, and wishing and hoping and praying that I become how big my name is something that I first didn't like. I first didn't like it because I didn't like the journey. I wanted to get there.
Yeah.
I want to be what my name is, Mariah, period. But I've since then realized the purpose in the journey, understood different rays of sunshine in that journey. Stop, smell the roses. My mama tells me that every day. Mariah, look where you are. Look where you're going. Look how far you've come. And even though we're not looking back, we're always looking forward. We need to understand we're not looking back. We're looking forward, but we're understanding where we came from. Never forget where you came from, but always understand where you're going. So now I finally feel, as I sit here and I'm talking to you, that I have accomplished what I always wanted to feel, that I am now what my name is. Yeah. A great Mariah, period.
See, hearing that and knowing that you have that self-awareness, and that comes through in the music, and that's what, and I've said this to so many other artists that I've been able to talk to here in our Dunkin Lounge, or have sat face to face here in the Z100 studios. When you're coming from a place that you are so secure in yourself, in your heart, that, as you even said earlier, you're not trying, you're not trying to create something that's not you. That's when that beautiful music comes through, and that's what we as fans, we gravitate towards, that vulnerability. We gravitate towards that sense of truth, that sense of self, whether it's the most poppiest of pop songs that are the catchiest or whatever, or it's the lyrics that we can really connect to. That's what you're speaking to, who you are at that particular moment. And that's what we love, is that you're not faking it. You're coming into your own, and you're being who you're meant to be. And that's really beautiful that you said that. So thank you for that.
Yes, sir.
Come on now. All right. So do we before we get you out of here and get into some of this music, as you see, I'm sitting in here sipping on my Dunkin' iced coffee just because it's what I do on a regular. But are you a coffee fan? Are you what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to sip on a little,
friend?
Latte. You a little latte. There it is. She got her latte popping. That's what I'm talking about. All right.
Look, so every day.
Likewise. Like it's running through my veins. So let's think about this. If you had the chance to sit down, sip a nice cold coffee or hot coffee, just you're relaxing, and you got that person who you want to have a 45-minute conversation with, someone who's been an inspiration to you, who are you drinking your Dunkin' coffee with, Mariah?
I am definitely drinking my Dunkin' coffee with Michael Joseph.
YMJJ.
You know what? Let me go back to elementary, middle school. I used to have my hair cut like Michael Jackson. I'm talking about the bob, doing the thing. I know what tape, pointer, middle, and pinky, the tape that he used to have, all the outfits. I knew the dances from head to toe. But you know what? I knew that he was a perfectionist.
Yeah.
I knew that he wanted you to be immersed in the moment with his music. And I knew that he took care of business.
Yeah.
And I would love to just sit there and just soak up as much information and knowledge, not only about the industry, but with music, all the way down to instrumental choices. You know, what kind of the instruments that he used. Oh my God.
And why?
Even the background vocals. I mean, everything that he did to contribute to who he was as an overall artist. I would just love to just sit there and soak all that up.
To have 45 minutes to talk to the king of pop would be, and to know that you are so dialed into the intricacies of what made him great, and getting to learn that about you is you're so involved in intricacies of what makes you great. And that's what's so special about you as an artist, is that you leave very little to chance, because you're doing your very best to make sure that every single I is dotted, every single T is crossed, and you're putting your best foot forward in knowing that you're believing in the faith that you're moving in the right direction. And you know, to sum it all up, is it goes back to having this village around you, the support system. So the last thing I want to let you do here is take that time to shout out to those family and friends, those people who have been there since day dot, and continue to be there, that you're most proud that you get to be your best self for, not just yourself, but for others.
Yes. Well, I would definitely love to give a shout out, of course, to my mother, Sonia Hester, my grandmother, Nancy Diggs, Courtney and Sarah Gardner, Mike Gardner, the whole city of Shreveport. Listen, I got your toe. I got your 10 toes down. I love y'all so very, very much. Going back to schools, C.E. Bird High School. Let's go, Yellow Jackets, Northwestern State University, College of Nursing, and School of Allied Health.
I love it. Oh my gosh. All right, now it's time for me to shut up, and we're going to let you present to the world your music and what you do best. And when we can finally get through this whole pandemic-y stuff and travel starts to happen, please, 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 I implore you and I beg you, make your way up here to New York. And next time I'm down there in NOLA, I'm going to try to figure out a way to get to the top of the boot, because the Boudin in Shreveport.
I'm going to hold you to it.
Let me just let you know that. But now let's let the world know, Mariah, what you have set for us, that you performed for us in our virtual Dunkin Latte Lounge. You ready to kind of intro the performance, my love?
Of course, I sure am.
Come on.
Well, you guys, I have 3 beautiful pieces for you today. I have Business, that is available everywhere right now. I have Material Girl, that is also available everywhere. And then I have something a little special for you. It's not out yet, but I want you to get a little taste of it. It's called Maybe, right here, right now.
This was a joy. This, I'm telling you, this made my day. So,
oh my goodness.
Again, don't you be a stranger. We're going to definitely make sure we stay dialed in, tapped in. You're family now. So you got somebody else to add to that list of shout outs, okay?
I sure will.
This song is entitled Maybe. It's not out yet, but it's a special treat just for you. Slow pause, rewind. I wanted this for a long time. Your hand in mine, our hearts in line. Your heart, skies gray. Love outweighs struggles and pain. Hold me close, don't let go. No one even has to know. Say yes, say no, but know my love's real for sure. Say yes, say no, but never say maybe. Maybe isn't good enough, like you're not true enough, almost like you wanna run. We were just starting our fun. Maybe I'm just crazy. Do I just feel this way? Heaven has come down when you were with me. Oh, say yes, say no, but no, my love's real for sure. Say yes, say no, but never say maybe, maybe, maybe. Say yes, say no, but no, my love's real for sure. Say yes, say no, but never say maybe. I refuse to hold it in, all these feelings within, acting like it's all okay when you walk causing me pain. Words they speak loud, but actions scream louder, 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 crushing me to my core, calling fine powder, powder, powder. Say yes, say no, but no, my love's real for sure. Say yes, say no, but never say maybe, maybe, maybe. Say yes, say no, but no, my love's real for sure. Say yes, say no, but never say maybe. Never say maybe, maybe, maybe. Oh, never, 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 never. Never say maybe, maybe, baby.
Song is entitled Material Girl. It's written in the perspective of a young lady that's at a crossroads. Should she let material possessions be the driving force behind a relationship, or should she cater to things that money can't buy? So without further ado.
I used to think that men were the same. Then I met you and my feelings changed. Seems as though you looked inside of me, turned my dreams into reality. But as the story goes, lessons are meant to be told. It was never you that I needed, but the strength I didn't see within me. Feelings ain't right, I pushed them aside, but I didn't want to sleep alone at night. What a cheap price tag, no really, what a cheap price tag. One night stay is getaway, energy's drained, the price I pay. Diamonds say bling, 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 but they can't feel me, feel me. Shoes make me tall, but who will catch me when I fall? Material girls, lover, material world. I don't want these things. Are you listening? Loyalty, time, love, patience, teamwork. If it's not right, I'll know in time. The feelings ain't right, I won't push them aside. I'm not satisfied, I'm not satisfied. Diamonds say bling, 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 but they can't feel me, feel me. Shoes make me tall, but who will catch me when I fall? girls love a material world. I don't want these things. Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? Yeah. You can't buy love. You can't buy love. Are you listening? Are you listening? Are you listening? Listening. Texting all night long, you won't leave me alone. Told you I was through, but you can't get the clue. Why are you this way? Stuck to me like glue. This ain't nothing new. I thought I told you. All up on my page, magic can't get your way. Try to silence me, they gave me strength to leave. Why are you stressing me? Magic can't get with me. Green light needs to go, but I know for sure you are. You're all up in mine. Oh, you're up in mine, up in mine. Ooh, toast to the memories, they are running me. Stronger than I know, stronger when I left you. Comments on my page, thrown into a rage. You get no response. Why you gotta act like that? Why you gotta act like that? I know you ain't raised like that. I know you ain't raised like that. Yeah. No, you ain't raised like that. I know you ain't raised like that. Child, now listen. This ain't what wow, 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 wow. Yeah. Leave me alone. I know you ain't raised like that. No, this ain't what you want. Don't call my phone.
Why you got to be all up in mine?
You're up in mine. Up in my business, yeah. Why you gotta be up in mine? Business.
To see more videos like this, check out DunkinLatteLounge.com. And if you're posting on social, use the hashtag Dunkin Latte Lounge.